Morning. Please sit down. Secretary Maroja, Secretary Petilla, Governor Leopoldo Domenico Petilla, Mayor Martin Petilla, Dr. Alfonso C., Dr. Lucio Tan, Mr. Pedro Madarang, officials of the other Filipino-Chinese organizations present, fellow workers in government, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. Medyo may konti akong problema eh. Nagsalita po si Dr. Alfonso C. Sabi ko, grabe energy level. Ano kaya sekreto? In comparison, I feel actually well today, but I unfortunately cannot match his energy level. Perhaps he will teach me the secret a little later. I'm sure it's not because of overindulgence in tikoy after the New Year. The disasters that befell our country in 2013 were a true test of our capacities as a nation. Even before Super Typhoon Yolanda made landfall, many of our resources were already devoted to helping our countrymen recover from the Zamboanga siege incident and the Bohol earthquake. So perhaps you can imagine how far it stretched our capacities when Yolanda arrived and affected 44 out of our 81 provinces. In its immediate aftermath, we had to prepare relief goods for those affected by the typhoon, a task that became all the more difficult because Yolanda was more powerful than any storm anyone had ever seen, and it swept away the goods and the resources we had pre-positioned. We had to do everything possible to clear the roads and airports in the soonest possible time so that relief goods could reach the survivors. We had to bury the dead. We had to make sure that those affected had roofs to sleep under. The challenge that confronted us was enormous, and it was only through our people's resilience and solidarity that we overcame it. It was through the commitment and the hard work of those in government who dealt with relief, recovery, and reconstruction, of those in private or from private entities who conducted relief operations either on their own or shoulder to shoulder with government, and of those citizens who sacrificed their time in volunteer centers. Now, a different but no less formidable challenge lies ahead of us. As we rebuild the communities affected by Typhoon Yolanda, we must do so in a way that can unshackle us from the vicious cycle of destruction and reconstruction. This is precisely why we are building back better. Instead of simply rebuilding what was lost, we are building in a way that makes our communities more resilient in the face of disaster, and everyone's participation makes this a reality. As you know, Leyte is part of Region 8, the region most affected by Yolanda. Thus, we really welcome this partnership between FFCCCII Foundation and the Provincial Government of Leyte. I'm extremely confident that the 500 housing units and the 5 barrio schools you will be constructing in Palo will go a long way in our efforts to empower our countrymen to take hold of their destinies once more, especially since you will be working with Governor Dominic Petilla, a member of the next generation of true public servants. This project of yours comes at the heels of your enormous contributions in the aftermath of Yolanda, where you, your members, and 6 other organizations distributed more than 50,000 relief packs and provided welding sets, fishing boats, water purifying systems, and medicine, among other resources needed by those who were affected. I am told that in total you were able to raise close to 150 million pesos, and this is for relief and rehabilitation operations in the aftermath of Yolanda alone. All that you have done serves to underscore the compassion that you hold for your fellow Filipinos. You will never hesitate to step in and assist our countrymen in times of need, whether it is through helping them recover after a major disaster, or helping our Department of Education build classrooms, or funding your own volunteer fire brigades. As President, I made a point to be here today to personally express my gratitude and the gratitude of your countrymen. Your actions and your willingness to respond in times of crisis have inspired in me the expectation that you will act with the same amount of solidarity no matter what challenges lie ahead. I thank you for casting your stake on building a society that is compassionate and just, a society where the rich and the poor, the mighty and the needy, the strong and the weak are equal before the eyes of the law, where those who have the wherewithal to pull their fellow man up do so without question or hesitation, I assure you that what you are doing on the community level, my government has been doing and will continue to do so on a national scale. Inclusiveness remains our guiding principle as we build a regime of opportunities and empower those who have lost so much to the tragedies that befell our country in the past year. As we welcome a new year in both the Gregorian and lunar calendars, let us never forget the lessons that were taught to us by Yolanda. Let us never forget that our greatest weapon as a people is our solidarity, and that in the face of great challenge, we are called upon to set aside personal interests and come together as one people in service to our country. Out of this time of tragedy, an authentic face of Bayanihan has emerged through initiatives such as the one we are witnessing today. I am convinced that as long as we all work together, as long as each one of us remains active in the grand task of nation building, and as long as we never forget to take strength from our benevolent God, who has seen us through all our hardships, then we can weather any storm and sail our ship of state together further into the light of day. Again, congratulations and kung hei fat choy.